Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. A one-fall match for the VCW Heavyweight Championship with a 60-minute time limit. Your three VCW senior official, Ron Mills. Introducing first the challenger. He hails from Detroit, Michigan, and weighing in at 295 pounds, the War Machine, Rhino!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, VCW action continues as it's main event time here at Peanut City Showdown 4. You see the War Machine, Rhino, set to make his VCW debut. The man who is known as the last ever ECW Heavyweight Champion, winning that title back in January of 2001 and having his name stay on that marquee until the company closed just a couple of weeks later, and has been a big-time player wherever he's been. Former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, a big-time player in the WWE Hardcore division, and certainly has been one of the primary names in professional wrestling for the last 2 decades. And here he comes to VCW. As some could say, his career's winding down, but if you take a look at him, he looks like he's right in his prime. Some customary ECW chants there for the War Machine, and now for the introduction of the champion.
From Monterrey, Mexico, and weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the reigning and defending VCW Heavyweight Champion, the Latin Heartthrob, Gino!
As here comes the Latin Heartthrob. Listen to this ovation for the VCW Heavyweight Champion. Of course, Gino won that title back in March of this year when he defeated Gangrel, who was then the champion, and also Brandon Scott in a triple threat matchup. And then, of course, got by Mr. Mid-Atlantic Damian Wayne, who he was entrenched in a very bitter feud with. VCW Heavyweight Champion. And he hands the title back over, and the proverbial calm before the storm here, as this will be an incredible matchup to cap off what has been a great Peanut City Showdown 4, the 4th installation of this great event here in Suffolk. As VCW senior official Ron Mills holds that championship up high. As bell sounds, we are underway. VCW Heavyweight Championship on the line. Main event of Peanut City Showdown 4. The Latin Heartthrob Gino defending against the War Machine Rhino. Senior official Ron Mills assigned to this contest. two both looking out towards the crowd. As it looks like a sign of sportsmanship before we begin, and we are off and running. We've seen some great matchups in the past here at Peanut City Showdown. Jack Swagger challenging Brandon Scott for the VCW Heavyweight Championship. Or rather, in a singles contest. And we also saw Caleb Conley challenge Brandon Scott for the VCW Heavyweight title. In addition to some other very stellar matchups, as Rhino here showing off his power in the early going, pushing Gino around a bit. And Rhino certainly appears to have the working boots on tonight. Again, you could say he might be in the twilight of his career, but by the looks of things, he's ready to ramp things back up, as he is one of the hottest free agents on the market right now. Recently making appearances at Impact Wrestling. Of course, coming out of his long tenure with the WWE, which included another tag team championship run with Heath Slater. As Rhino now grabs that side headlock. Keep Gino grounded here. Gino pops right back up. Full arm dragon twist applied. Very difficult getting that massive arm of Rhino up and over. Trying to twist it about here. Pulls him right in for that side headlock. So I don't know if you want to go in the power game if you're Gino, but Rhino looks to be ready. As Gino there gets right out of it. Coming right back with a series of knife edge chops. Has Rhino backed against the ropes. Gonna follow him in at the Irish whip. And the power and strength of the War Machine takes him down with that shoulder tackle. Rhino off the ropes. Gino goes for the hip lock takeover. Way too much weight to move. Rhino right back with a chop. Connects with that knife edge chop yet again in the corner. The Irish whip to the far side buckle. Reversed by Gino. He charges in. Rhino sends him to the apron. Gino blocks it. Creates a bit of separation there. And Gino, the sunset flip, no. And trying to stay one step ahead of Rhino here. A series of strikes against the ropes now. Gino, Irish whip. Uses all of his might to send him down, and Rhino puts on the brakes once he hits the ropes, slides to the outside, and the veteran from Detroit, Michigan, utilizing that heads-up maneuver to slow the pace down more to his liking. And Gino will follow in pursuit here, as Rhino looking out towards the crowd, and Gino coming right after him with a couple of chops, and again, Gino showing off that more aggressive side than we've seen in recent weeks. As Rhino there connects with that steel ring post. As Gino trying to utilize his speed and quickness to stay a step ahead of the War Machine. Rhino fighting back here. He's got Gino. And the belly to back suplex. Gino is trying to adjust in midair, but Rhino drops him. It looked like side first. Right on that apron, and again, that is considered by many the hardest part of the ring. Very minimal padding or protection on that apron. And Rhino now brings him back out to the floor. Gino uses his momentum to come right back with a 360 and connect with a kick. As Rhino now looks like he might be going for a vertical suplex on the floor. And speaking of no padding or protection, it's hardwood floor. And Gino's back connects with it. The ECW chants begin, but right now the VCW Heavyweight Champion, his title reign might be in a bit of jeopardy. As Rhino sends Gino back in. War Machine continues to wear down the VCW Heavyweight Champion. This is certainly the biggest test that Gino has faced as champion. Of course, he's clashed with the likes of Sean Studd in the past, who is a little bit larger than Rhino, but when you have that bullseye in your back as the champion, that does change things a little bit there, as there's a near fall by Rhino. Does not hit the leg, but does get a 2. Of course, when Rhino was announced, appearing tonight at Peanut City Showdown back in July at the Liberty Lottery, that was a raucous crowd, very excited to hear about the debut of Rhino in VCW. At the time, they did not know who he was going to face. But once Gino got by Wayne, these two have been on a collision course for the better part of 6 weeks or so. As Ron Mills talking to Rhino there about possibly pulling the hair. As the War Machine here, perhaps looking for some underhanded tactics, some veteran maneuvers, if you will, to keep him a step ahead of the champ. As Rhino going right back to work. Looking out to the crowd saying he's the next champ. As he's choking away Gino in the corner. He has 5 seconds to break. He needs to be careful. Well, Ron Mills might call for the disqualification. And once again, Rhino going right back to work there, choking away. As Gino reaching out. As he's in a bit of no man's land right now. As Rhino there charges in, and that hesitation might have cost him. Gino puts the boot up on that second turnbuckle, and Rhino moves out of the way and drives Gino face first into the canvas. 1, 2, and that near fall only gets 2. He thought that might have been 3. Ron Mills saying it's only 2. Rhino here looks to go right back to work, trying to sneak a choke in. Ron Mills, Johnny on the spot, trying to force him to break as Gino gasping for air. As Gino now trying to fight from underneath. As Rhino has him in the corner and just rakes his back. As Rhino pulling all sorts of moves out of the playbook here. Knew he might need to dig a little deeper. Taking on Gino. As Rhino now pointing out, looks like starting to get into it with some of the fans in the front row. You never know what to expect when you're ringside at a VCW event. Get right up close and personal there with the competitors. Again, you are doing so at your own risk, as I certainly would not want to go toe-to-toe with a man like Rhino, especially as he's on the cusp of winning yet another heavyweight championship. As Gino here, trying to get out of this nerve hold. Rhino putting a lot of pressure there on the trapezius muscles of the Latin heartthrob. At a vertical base here, the Irish whip to the near side buckle. Rhino puts on the brakes, charges right out, and both men collide. Challenger is down, champion is down. The VCW heavyweight title hanging in the balance here in the main event of Peanut City Showdown 4. Ron Mills begins his count. Again, this works to the champion's advantage here, because if he does get to 10 and both men stay down, Gino will retain the title by proxy. As Ron Mills here, officially halfway home, as neither man showing much movement on the mat. As we are rapidly approaching the 15-minute mark here of this VCW heavyweight title main event. Rhino's on one knee. Gino's on one knee. Both men back to a vertical base here, but they're staggered. Gino with a series of rights. Goes for the Irish whip. Rhino. That low center of gravity reverses course. Gino slithers out to the apron. Now the champion, he's all the way upstairs. Keep your eyes on the VCW heavyweight champion. Crossbody by Gino. Unable to hold it for the cover. The momentum keeps him going. Turns him around. Roundhouse kick. Down goes Rhino. Here's the cover. Hooks the leg. 2 3/4. Rhino's able to hang on, but Gino starting to push a little bit harder here. As Gino trying to coax Rhino into position. Gonna send him for a ride, turns him inside out. Fireman's carry position. Rhino's got him. Oh, into the TKO. He drops him right down with the cutter. Hooks the leg. We got a new champion too. Oh, and Gino kicks out at 2.5. Incredible resiliency on display by the VCW heavyweight champion. As the crowd trying to rally behind Gino. It sounds like it's about a 70-30 split in favor of the champ. Rhino's back up. Could be time to set him up for that gore. And if he's able to cut Gino in half with that spear, it's going to be all she wrote for the Latin heartthrob. Rhino's got him up here. Belly-to-belly suplex. He's down. And Rhino's going for it. He's looking out to the crowd here. Gino trying to get back to his feet. He doesn't know where he is. And he certainly does not know where that man is. As Rhino, he's rallying. He's getting ready. Charges in. Gino is ready for it. A series of kicks. Comes right back with a super kick. He's down. Gino counters 1, 2. And Rhino kicks out at 2.5. What an incredible main event here. Both men leaving it all on the line. As Gino goes to pick Rhino up, Fireman's carry way too much. Shoves him off, Rhino charges in. Gino slips out of the way. Look at the speed and quickness of Gino. Certainly has ramped that up in recent months. Comes right back out, and there's the door. He takes him down, Rhino's got it. If he makes the cover, we've got a brand new champion. Rhino goes to crawl over. Oh, and the momentum of Gino, by design or not, he rolls out of the ring, and at least for now, still remains the champion. The crowd chanting for one more time. If Rhino can connect on a second gore, you'd have to say it will be near impossible for Gino to recover from that. As Rhino here asking the fans for a chair. It looks like they didn't want to play ball. As Rhino getting desperate here. Sends Gino back in. And Gino here could be looking at his last few moments as VCW heavyweight champion. Rhino in position. Gino's up. Gino, he sidesteps Rhino. Turns him around. 8 defeat. Right in the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Gino wins it. The Latin heartthrob. What you have to consider a mild upset, knocking off the veteran Rhino as the heavyweight champion retains his gold. Unbelievable turn of events here. As Rhino connects with one gore, he goes for a second gore. Gino has it well scouted, turns it into 8 defeat, and 1-3 count later, and Gino is still the VCW heavyweight champion. as Gino is up here, and he looks to be acknowledging the incredible effort put forth by the War Machine. As Rhino looks a little bit stunned, probably a little bit angry as well. As the champion stands tall, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of VCW, I am Blake Chadwick. Thank you for joining us here at Peanut City Showdown 4, and we will see you in just about a month back in Norfolk at the Masonic Temple for a nightmare on Granby Street.